Hello everyone, welcome to the session. Today we will going to discuss some improvement area and some tips which makes you a good developer. Before start further, uh, about me, I am Ketan Garala. I am a founder and CTO at Addact. I am having more than 15 years of IT industry experience. I started my career with a developer and then solution architect, and as of now I am fortunate enough to work as a CTO. Throughout the career I have follow certain tips and certain techniques which maybe help you in your future to develop your skill. So I know you are doing great in your day-to-day life. You are really skillful developer, you are really technical, but certain tips will makes you a really good developer, and it will help you to recognize across the your community. Mainly more four areas which you need to focus on: communication, testing, process and mindset. Start with communication. We believe, and personally I also believe that communication is key and important. There are mainly two type of communication, whether it's verbal or written. In verbal or in written, you make sure you listen or read properly. For example, in verbal communication, before ask question, before give your advice, before start your conversation, make sure you listen properly. You know the things you properly, you know the stakeholders, you know the whom to talk with, then start giving your advice or ask question. Same time in email, make sure you read thoroughly, know the context and know the proper answer, and then only answer it. And preparation, second one is preparation. Make sure you prepare very well before you jump into any meeting or any scrum, or let's say in your day-to-day life daily stand-up. For example, let's say what I used to do at my time, I prepare myself well. I write down my updates, what I did yesterday, what I will going to do today. If I have any blockers, everything I will write down, and then I will go to the meeting, and then it will give me a really relaxed time, and I'm really in my zone where I can describe and I can ask the question properly, and I know what I'm going to speak in the meeting. So preparation is really important. Reply, make sure you reply anyone with proper context, not like you are replying something which is irrelevant to the topic. So it will makes you a really good developer, and everyone acknowledge you, your knowledge and everything. So make sure you reply properly, and before you reply, as I told you, know the context, know or read the entire email change, and know the stakeholders. And our last one is avoid surprises. Make sure you don't give any surprises at the time of your development. So while I was doing developing, I am very conscious about whatever is assigned to me. Let's say one ticket is assigned to me which is kind of 8 hours of work. I make sure start with 30 minutes or 45 minutes discovery phase, where I go through the ticket, I discover the all gray area. If let's say if I'm confident enough to complete it within 7 hours, I'm fine with it. But let's say if I find something which is need to be discussed, or let's say blocker, or I need to communicate with stakeholder, I make sure that I write down in proper way, I communicate proper way, and avoid the surprises. So the stakeholder does also know that what are the blockers and what kind of answer I have to give before get start working on it. Second one is process. Every company has their own process, and more into that, every leaders has their own practice, their own style to manage project. Before you start working, make sure you understand the process. What are the stakeholders, how they manage Scrum, how they manage stand up, how they create the ticket, how they uh, grooming the backlog and everything. So understand the process before you start the work. If it get delay, then fine, but before get start your work, make sure you understand the process. And you are doing your day-to-day work, and make sure you comment properly. You change the status, you being a part of process. Now not doing commenting is something unideal state for stakeholder. They don't know what is going on with the ticket. So what I used to do when I start the ticket, I make sure what I understand based on ticket description. I write down the comment. I acknowledge to the stakeholder saying that I understand this. Make sure please suggest me, is it right or I need to correct anything. So this way help me to work robustly, compress the timeline and everything. And then time sheet, make sure you are always log your time, and it would be a proper manner so that it will help you stakeholder as well as you to go further and boost the confidence. Third point is really important. Meeting is something you should always be part of. Meeting, don't sit idle. Make sure you have something to showcase in meeting is something good opportunity where you can showcase your skill. Either you communicating, either you giving the demo, or make sure you have well prepared before go to meeting, and always on time, which cover last point. Make sure you on time, you are on schedule, you know the meeting timing and everything. So this technique will help you to improve your skill apart from your technical. So everybody going to love you. Then unit test is really important as well. And what I used to do when I was doing developing, I make sure I did unit test properly before it get deployed into QA or dev environment. So what I used to do at the time was, I start work, I fetch my branch from the Git, I start my work, I completed my work, then create a batch file or save separately, then revert back all my changes, then I apply those changes again. I go through the code, I make sure can I decrease or can I compress my code 1 or 2 line. If I can, I am a really good developer. And then I fix the bug, I make sure quality of code, then I test 1 or 2 times. Also at the time I was doing a regression testing. Once it get done, I will deploy into development environment. And most of the developer are really happy to once you committed your code and ask your reviewer to review, and it get reviewed first time and it get approved, it has something different feeling. So I think it's a happy feeling. If you need happy feeling, you should have to do unit test. And if you don't do unit test, as mentioned here, there is more complexity is there, less stable code, less productivity, and at the end you are pressurize yourself. And unit test lifecycle is something, as I mentioned, you are as of now following: make the branches, make the changes, execute unit test, fix the bug, code review, and then checking repo again. But what I used to do at my time, I write down the steps at the front of my desk. I make sure before I commit anything, I tick everything into the checklist, and then ask reviewer to review it. Mindset is really important. If you want to growth oriented mindset, you want to really improve your skill, make sure I can approach is there, where you can improve your time and efforts. You love challenges, so whatever challenge will come, you love challenge and work upon it. And feedback is really important. Your PM or your TL or your reviewer will give you any review. Make sure you learn something out of it, you improve it, and you love the feedback, so it will improve your skill. And never say no to any challenges. Don't avoid challenges will make you more skillful, will give you more opportunity to work certain area which thrive you. So it is really important. And how fixed mindsets are. Make sure you avoid fixed mindset. And I think I have covered all the techniques. Thank you for being my session. Let me know if you need any help or you want to know or discuss with me further. Thank you.